What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Oh, welcome if it's your first time here. You know, a lot of people deal with depression. Even now, when times are supposedly normal, it's far from normal right now, but people would say this is normal or the new normal. And a lot of people deal with depression, and it's been that way, you know, throughout human existence. But especially in our modern times. And lots of people deal with depression. And one of the main drugs that is prescribed, you know, by the doctors is medications for depression, anxiety, and it's definitely a major money maker for the pharmaceutical companies, for the medical industrial complex. However, a lot of people have a lot of difficulty dealing with, you know, everyday life, even now, and when times are considered normal and good. It's hard to deal for a lot of people, and you know, everyone has depression at certain times in their life. Life is like a roller coaster ride. It is ups and downs, and the key is to pick yourself back up from the downs to get back up. A lot of people just can't do that, and so they get on pharmaceutical drugs, they turn to alcohol, they turn to, you know, illegal drugs, just anything to try to find some peace in their mind. And you know, this video shouldn't be considered medical advice or anything like that, just me talking about depression. And we all suffer from depression from time to time, like I said, even myself. You know, I went through stages in my life that has been ups and downs, and I've dealt with depression and personal issues and things like that. But you have to keep yourself moving forward, and you have to realize that it isn't going to last forever. Times change and things get better. Like I said, it's a roller coaster ride now during good times. However, you know, if you think about it, depression is going to be really bad and rampant during hard times, because people are going to be struggling to find the things they need. People are going to be suffering with, you know, different illnesses. People's loved ones may be sick, they might pass away, and not to mention just the stress, having to deal with the stress of a post-collapse type of event. And we need to figure out how to deal with those things now. And bugs trying to fly around the screen here. We need to figure out how to deal with that depression, that stress, and that anxiety now, and also in a post-collapse type of event, or what's coming in the near future, where you know, you go to the supermarket, you try to find something that you need, and it's not there. That puts people under stress. Or if you go to buy that, and it is actually there, however, the price has risen 50–60% since you saw the same product a week ago. And that's what we're going to face now. And a lot of people are going to have a lot of trouble dealing with that mentally. And when people have mental issues, depression, anxiety, stress, it puts a strain on your whole body completely. You know, your blood pressure, your heart rate, your blood sugar, everything gets affected by extreme long-term stress. Short-term stress, you have a spike in the blood pressure, then it'll return to, you know, normal. However, that long-term stress you have to deal with sometimes is more difficult. And you need to figure out a way to deal with that now, and, you know, in a post-collapse type of event. You know, in dealing with depression now, it's going to be different than dealing with it in a post-collapse type of event, say an economic collapse. If you have food shortages, you have starvation, you have high crime rates, people are going to realize how bad things are and how good they had it, you know, say now, for example, it's good compared to what's going to be 6 months from now. And people are going to think back to how things were, and it will cause people to get discouraged, it will cause people to get depressed, and people are going to look for any way to help eliminate that anxiety, stress, and depression. And now people will go to the doctor, they'll get on antidepressant type drugs, you know, Paxil, Xanax, Valiums, whatever. They'll get on those, or they'll go start drinking, or they'll do both. And you know, they might turn to illegal drugs now. And we'll see a lot of that in a post-collapse event. If you look at any country that has collapsed economically, that has had hard times, alcoholism usually goes up. Illicit drug use goes up. And drug use and alcoholism is bad now. Can you imagine if it goes up even more when people become more desperate, more depressed, and trying to find a way out of their own mind? Because, like I said, I went through depression in my life too, because life is up and down. And it can be devastating to your thought process, to your morale, your get up and go. When you're depressed, you don't want to get up and actually accomplish anything. You want to just lay down pretty much, but you have to pick yourself up. And in a post-collapse type of event, economic collapse, hyperinflation, depression is going to be rampant because people are going to be looking back at the way things were. And if you look back at the past, and the past is you remember the past being a lot better than what you have now, you're going to loathe for that past to come back, and it's going to make people depressed. And also just the trying to get everyday things you need to survive and to afford that, and the work and the drudgery of living through an economic collapse and hyperinflation is going to be very stressful and very depressing. And I'm afraid a lot of people aren't going to make it. Even during the Great Depression in the United States, people had trouble dealing with that. And a lot of people lost everything, and a lot of people committed suicide. I don't know the exact numbers committed suicide, and there probably isn't an exact number committed suicide, because things happen, it didn't get written down, it didn't get recorded, or it was recorded as something else, But I know suicide was definitely an issue during the Great Depression, and we will see that as times get more difficult, as time goes on, because people will say, I can't live this anymore, it is too stressful, and I just don't want to do this anymore, and then things happen, they might decide to end things for themselves. And that's a bad situation to be in, and no one wants to have to deal with that, because your family could pass away, your children could pass away during these type of events, or even now, and that brings on Great Depression. Deep depression is hard to dig yourself out of. However, one of the things I've found that helps me the most when I have been depressed is to pray, to talk to God. No matter how hard things get, it's raining right now, guys. You might hear it on the rooftop. And no matter how hard things get, how difficult, how stressful it gets, God will always be there if you are sincere in your heart and you will pray and turn the problem over to God. And He'll give you the answers, but you have to be willing to pray, and you have to be willing to pick yourself up. If you pray, but you decide you want to be depressed, and you don't want to get up, you don't want to better your life, you don't want to better your situation, then all the prayer in the world is going to help you in it, because you have to actually get up. Talking to God will give you the encouragement, but you have to actually do something yourself. Another thing you can do that helps with depression is meditation, because meditation helps clear your mind, helps clear your thoughts. So if you can sit down, and all meditation is, guys, is trying to clear your mind and concentrate on your breathing. Just to concentrate on your breathing will relax the physical symptoms of depression. It might be temporarily, but temporarily is great, because it is a relief from the symptoms that you're suffering. And if you do this every day, several times a day, 15 minutes a day with meditation, then you'll find that over time you'll get better. Your depression will ease up. You'll still have ups and downs. It's just life have ups and downs. However, the goal should be to have more ups than you do downs. Like I said, prayer, meditation, you make that meditation a daily ritual, say morning, noon, and the evening, then you'll feel your body start to relax, you feel your depression start to ease, and it will never go completely away, because it's just life. Life is full of ups and downs. However, prayer, meditation will definitely help. Another thing you can do is you can see about taking and stocking up on something like Valerian root. You can stock up on that, and that will help. St. John's wort is another thing that actually helps with depression. And I think that I've read somewhere that magnesium can actually help you relax and stay calm. And, Just little things like that can definitely help. And also having the right mindset can help. You need to realize that no matter how bad things are now, things change. It isn't going to last forever. It will eventually get better. It will eventually end. However, you have to be willing to accept that and have to be willing to pick yourself up and keep moving forward. But prayer, meditation, Valerian, St. John's wort, magnesium are some of the things that I've read that helps, and some of the things I've actually tried myself. I take Valerian every night before I go to sleep, before I go to bed. Take 2 of those. It helps you relax before bedtime, about an hour before bed, and help you relax, and you'll get a deeper, better sleep. I do anyway. This video should not be taken as medical advice because I'm not a doctor, and especially not your doctor. So talk to your doctor about your depression, what you can do, but you need to realize that you might not be able to always go out and go to the doctor to get pharmaceutical drugs to mask that depression. And a lot of people deal with a lot of issues in their mind. You know, we've all lost loved ones, we all go through stress, and like I said, in a post-collapse type of event, and what's coming, this economic collapse we're facing now, hard times are definitely going to get even worse. And a lot of people are going to face depression, anxiety, and I'm afraid that a lot of people aren't going to be able to cope with that, especially the people who haven't prepared. So anyway, guys, hope the video helps. If you have any suggestions for people facing depression now and in the future, please put it in the comments below, and maybe it helps someone, guys. Thanks for watching in the Creekmore. I'm out of here. If you liked the video, give it a big thumbs up. Thanks, guys, for watching. In the Creekmore, I'm out.